Have you ever wondered that the seen message is sent and then there are blue ticks and then no reply, sudden silence? That silence hit like a punch to our gut. So we are here in the world of chemical surge of notifications, hearts, likes, blue ticks, and seen, and suddenly it stops when there is a high alert. The system goes in a high alert mode. They saw the message, then nothing. Minutes become hours, hours become days, and days become years. And suddenly we start checking on our phones after every 5 minutes. Seems relatable? We become anxious, we keep on replying conversations in our head. We sometimes think, what's wrong? So, this is called digital ghosting, where it seems like our brain has been hijacked. And when it happens repeatedly, it is actually our brain seeking relationships. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Aanchal, Makhija, emotional wellness expert. And here in this episodes, we are decoding the psychology behind modern relationships. So today, together, we will explore what really happens inside the brain when someone disappears digitally without an explanation, why ghosting can become simply addictive, and how to recover without losing our emotional health. So, what is ghosting and why ghosting hurts so much? This ghosting word is so common these days. Ghosting is sudden disappearance of a person, of someone with whom you have been talking so much. And sudden digital silence, the ambiguous silence. What happens is rewiring our brain. There is something called dopamine, which I'll discuss little later. But let us understand it is not simply rejection, but an ambiguous silence, loss, missing. Our brain does not is not looking for closures. Instead, it is looking for answers. What happened? Did I do something wrong? I should not have said that. What if? Are they busy? Are they okay? Have they lost interest in me? Did I do or say something which really hurt them? Loss of no message at all from any kind of a person is also a message. So, unlike a clear breakup, ghosting leaves your nervous system in uncertainty. Psychologists know that uncertainty often creates more emotional distress. You become confused, you become anxious, it is more painful. It is like a physical pain, it's like a heart pain, right? Why? The dopamine trap. When someone ghosts you, the dopamine hormone, which is a happiness hormone, it just dips down. Most people think that yes, it's a happy chemical, so it is actually a motivation and anticipation chemical. The moment you see a red heart, the moment you see +1 on Instagram, the moment you see the number of views, the moment you see double ticks, the moment you see seen, every notification, every indicator, every seen receipt, every vibration, it creates anticipation. Some also create a lot of motivation. Whereas finally, the thing you're anticipating and you get a reply, your brain experiences a reward moment. And over the time, your brain begins craving that unpredictable reward. So this is what? This is called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same learning principles that many slot machines so compelling. Waiting for your number, 1, 2, 3, 10, and your number arrives and you're so happy. Not because that rewards actually it happen often, but because they're unpredictable. So when someone goes through after being too much responsive, your brain feels a sudden unhealthy pattern, sudden shift, to feel sudden emptiness, and then you feel like a complete dip down in your emotional wellness, well-being. Because they want to know what next, what next, what next. Anticipation gone missing, and then what happens? Because we became addicted to the reply, and in ghosting there is no reply. There is complete silence. Our brain system, once active, has the stress response has increased. because the dopamine has gone down. You were anticipating a message, and message is not there, and the response gone down. In the earlier movies, the person waiting for the letter to come, they're waiting and then waiting, and they're thinking, "Oh my God, something wrong must have been there. Something wrong had happened." That was, that was also something that your mind is creating fear. So you find compulsively checking your phone, sleep becomes lighter, concentration decreases, and rumination increases. Rumination meaning overthinking, continue to think backwards, forward, thinking a lot, hypothetical situations, going into the past, um, replaying the conversations in your head. The concentration is also going down. So this does not mean that you're only getting addicted to that person in a clinical sense, but it also means that your brain is struggling to resolve uncertainty. Brain is looking for answers. Brain is want to bridge that gap to continue to expect a reward. Who doesn't want a reward? And when your brain is addicted to rewarding, wants to continue to get that reward in the longer run. But what happens in the long term? The long term effects of repeated ghosting in one relationship or another: increased anxiety before sending messages, create difficulty in creating relationships, fear of opening chats. You're typing the message, you're anxious before sending a message. To open the chat, you're anxious, you're fearful. Overthinking simple conversations, reaching to outcomes too early. Your confidence level, your self esteem goes down. You don't want to talk to people now. You're done with that. Constant need for reassurance. Though the brain was addicted to it, so of course you need to continue to, lot of reassurance. Emotional hypervigilance. You will might observe microscopically every action, every word, because emotionally you're hyper vigilant, and it's difficulty trusting new people. Yeah. So for people with earlier experiences of abandonment or inconsistent relationships or toxic relationships or ghosting can really intensify such emotional wounds, and it's painful. I understand it's totally painful. It's simply like someone who's addicted to something, to how difficult it is to take away from their addiction. So the reaction isn't always about that one person. It is also sometimes about how that older person or older patterns are becoming activated, how the older experiences or triggers are affecting you and emotional wellness. But worry not. There are also certain ways to recover. Let me share 5 ways to recover this. Very important is stop chasing at all. Closure isn't always about giving another person a chance. It is also about how can I accept the situation without losing my self-esteem. How I'm accepting the silence. How I am accepting the whole situation itself. That it is like I said, no message is also a message, and I'm accepting it. What wrong? Let me not chase it. Let me not overthink. Let me not create assumptions. Let me not come to the outcome. It is what it is. I accept it. Second is break the dopamine loop. How can we break the dopamine loop is first and very important. Turn off all the unnecessary notifications, Instagram notifications, WhatsApp notifications, any notification that give you a kick, instant gratification. Just turn off the notifications. It will also eliminate your distractions, reduce your distractions. Place your phone out of reach while working. It's a biggest distraction. So it will not, your dopamine will not be affected. So when you are doing important work in hours or window period, just keep your phones away and set specific time to check messages. This formula always work with all of them. Reducing constant checking up on the phone really affects the breaks the cycle of dopamine. Your brain settles down. Now, so challenge the story you're telling to yourself, meaning you have to check on your thoughts. What your thoughts are saying. Are your thoughts saying they must have found someone else, I'm not good enough? So I will always suggest you to recheck or identify find the evidences or facts what are supporting that thought. or what are the facts or evidences that are challenging that thought. Most of the time, you will be finding lot of challenges which is not supporting your thought. So one person's behavior is not actually defining your worth. It is them. It is their behavior, not related to you and your questions to your own self. Next thing is to regulate your nervous system by doing what you like enjoying music, talk to people, connect to your friends, take support of psychologists, counselors, go for a walk, journal your thoughts to make sure that all your thoughts are regulated and your anxiety is better. And then redefine to what for you the attraction means. Identify that consistency can be exciting at first, but later you get used to all the emotional highs and lows. And the basic foundation of any relationship relies on the trust, honesty, mutual support, and respect. And learning to lose that consistency means you need to identify for you what is important. And you need to check on your emotional growth as well. So digital ghosting does not just leave conversations unfinished. It also affects somewhere your emotional regulation, your anxiety, impact in your brain looking for answers, and also healing is difficult. So remember, silence from someone else or silence in notifications is not evidence that they don't like you, that you're unworthy of love. Rather, it is something which is something that they are communicating. It's not your value, it's not related to you. So, if this episode helped you understand your own experiences, digital ghosting, share it with someone who really need to understand this. And if you are ever being ghosted, let me know in the comments. What was the hardest part? Waiting, overthinking, overcoming that overthinking, or moving on? I'm Dr. Aanchal Makhija, and this is all about relationship decoded. Until next time, take care of your mind, your heart, and your relationships.